How we doing, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of FSI's NHL DFS preview show. I'm your host, TK Nation 47, bringing you guys a breakdown of today's 9-game NHL slate starting at 7 o'clock tonight. There is a fun little early slate at 4 p.m. I will not talk about that, but you can find our information, a little core and breakdown of that in our Discord. You can sign up for that on our website, fsidfs.com, and you can find that link in our bio on our Twitter handle, FSI_DFS. Okay. Let's get into the 9-game, 7 o'clock slate for tonight. It's a pretty fun looking slate. Typically, I'm with a partner in crime, McKinley412, but he is off today. Happy birthday to his child. I hope they have a fun day today. And it's going to be awesome for him and his family. Shout out to him as always. And so flying solo, let's get into it. We're going to go down and break down a little bit of the top just because it's so pivotal to get this position right. That is the center position. Connor McDavid and Draisaitl on the slate versus Chicago. Chicago gives up a lot of shots. They give up a lot of goals. So no surprise here that they're both over the 9K mark. Draisaitl been the more hot goal scorer of late, but McDavid always a threat to go nuts or go nuclear, as they say. He had that pretty goal last time out. Loves deking through defenders and scoring. That's just his thing now. But Draisaitl probably the more consistent play at the top right now with the way that he's scoring. They do have them split, but they play on the same power play. So playing both of them is, part of the game plan in some cases. But that is awfully hard to do with their salaries over the 9K mark. All right. Instead of, your Edmonton Stars, I'm going to go ahead and give you my top tier center. And if you haven't watched our videos before, typically we'll do three per position, a high tier, a mid tier, and a value pick at each position, and then our favorite line stack. So kicking to my favorite high tier outside of Edmonton, center on the position, I'm going to go with Dylan Larkin. Dylan Larkin, a really good center for Detroit. They're getting that nice matchup versus Arizona, a team that's been giving up a ton of goals on the season. They just gave up 2 to Boone Jenner, almost a hat trick if it didn't get a scoring change. So that 2 days ago, Boone Jenner, top line center for Columbus. So they've just been leaking goals to the top center. As you can see here in his last 10, he's got an assist, 15 points last time out with a shot bonus, a goal, 2 goals. In his last 4 games, in games he doesn't score, he does have that high shot on goal projection. So really love Dylan Larkin here at 7K. Top line mates Bertuzzi and Lucas Raymond. I think you could pair them up for a nice little line stack versus Arizona. I think this game has quite a bit of goals in it. Detroit, very feisty team. So they're not going to lay down. And definitely not going to lay down against Arizona, but definitely going to be a team to try to be on the attack versus a weaker side in Arizona, who are on pace to be the worst team in the NHL. All right, mid-tier. We're going down to Ryan O'Reilly. I like this St. Louis and Dallas game for some goals today. Ryan O'Reilly, since coming back, he's got two assists against Arizona, another top-line center, by the way. Assists versus San Jose, so he's got some good upside here, 15 points, 10 points at that 5,100 price tag. He does have a floor, though. As you can see, he's got 1.5 here versus Winnipeg, 3 points versus Anaheim, 4 against Nashville. He is a guy that can get some block shots from time and time again at that center position, good two-way center. But Dallas, a team that does leak a lot of goals. I believe the last time we saw Dallas, they gave up 7 in Minnesota. So, I really like the Blues in this matchup. A lot of firepower. They do split their lines, though. But Ryan O'Reilly, first frontline center, and he's going to be on that power play unit as well with players like Tarasenko and Carew, as his line mate. So I really like him at that 5-1 price tag. Not much room for error at that salary. All right, and for my value play at the center position, I'm going to go down here, same game, Jamie Benn. Jamie Benn, 3,200, no room, plenty of room for error. I mean, even if you get the floor, you're still getting 4 or 5 points. I mean, look at these last couple of games here, 11 with the goal against Winnipeg, 11 with the goal against Calgary. He had 10 with no goals or assists versus Vancouver, just based on shots alone. 8 points with an assist, 3 shots versus Nashville. Here's your floor, 4.3. He had 2 shots on goal. He had a blocked shot. I mean, Jamie Benn's everywhere. And then he's got 2 goals, 7 shots versus Minnesota, a game where they lost 7-2. So Jamie Benn going to be playing a lot of ice time. You know, you see that 17 minutes of ice time. He's got only 3,200. I think it's a really sharp play. Going with that same game, St. Louis can at times leak goals. They did lose to Arizona not too long ago. So I really like the Stars and St. Louis Blues, both sides of the center position, both for hopefully a lot of goals in today's matchup. All right, next up, we are going top tier here in this winger position. Ovi on a tear, record-breaking pace. He's getting the San Jose Sharks today. I think he's always a play, but he has been slowing down since his nuclear pace. 5 points here, one point versus Anaheim. They have had a long road trip. They're still out west, so there could be some tired legs. 9,300, a lot to pay for. I'd rather pay for the Edmonton Oilers centers over Ovechkin today, but certainly can go with Ovi in a nice low-owned spot. I like Brad Marchand and Boston. Brad Marchand going up against Philly. These tough, grindy, gritty battles. Nobody loves playing in these tough, only 5.5 total matchup. But Marchand's been unreal, right? 17 points, 27, 10, 15. Just crushing it. And then here you go, a couple of floor games, 15. He's just killing it right now. He's got an assist last time out, 2 goals, 1 goal. Philly definitely not a team that, is just the best. They're top, one of the top teams in the league defensively. They do have a good center, top tier center in Sean Couturier. But I love Marchand and Boston today because I'm simply just playing the ownerships. Their line stack usually goes pretty low owned, and I think Marchand's always a key player in these tough, gritty battles. Always plays on the PK, always plays on the power play. You can always see a lot of ice time with Brad Marchand, and I just love the fact that he's going to be low owned today up top with Edmonton on the slate, with Chicago studs on the slate, Ovi on the slate. Right here, this Boston pocket, I think is going to go low owned. I even think people are going to go Toronto. Probably the sharper people will play Toronto versus Pittsburgh, who haven't had the best season. I don't think Pittsburgh scored 6 against Montreal. They're getting better. Crosby's getting better, so Toronto might not be the play, although they're pretty good defensively. Could be what people expect, a lot of goals. That could be the tough defensive battle, and here Boston Philly could see a lot of goals. I like Boston. Marchand, top pick for me. It's top tier. All right, moving down, Johnny Gaudreau, my mid-tier winger against New York Islanders, who have been a turnstile lately. But Johnny Gaudreau has been insane the last 2 games. In Buffalo, he scored 5 goals, scored 5 goals, had 5 shots on goal, scored 2 goals with an assist, 35 points. Game before that, only had an assist, but he had 10 shots on target. I mean, just incredible shots pace right now for Johnny Gaudreau. He does have a tendency to hit that floor from time and time again. This is a guy that can get checked out or just pushed out of games. But that top line with Lindholm and Tkachuk, it's really, really powerful. It's been incredible this year. New York Islanders been pretty brutal as of late. The last time we saw the New York Islanders, they had given up quite a few goals on Tuesday, 6 to be exact, versus Florida. So I love Calgary here, playing really well on the road. Johnny Gaudreau leading the way. Center, low value winger position. I'm going to go with a little bit of a shocker. I think Mangiapane is going to be really popular here. He's got 2 goals. I believe he scored 2 goals last time out. Yeah, he's got a goal versus Ottawa, a goal versus Montreal. He has a tendency to either be 4 points or 50. He's just one of the weird kind of value wingers, and I think people gravitate towards that. And I don't think that's terribly a bad decision either. You'll see Buchnevich down here, and I think Kryu right there, even some Detroit guys. But I'm gonna pick Clayton Keller, if I can find him, 3,500. Clayton Keller in Arizona, I think they put up a big fight against Columbus last time out. I think they're sick of getting their butts kicked. We saw them beat St. Louis on the 16th. That was Tuesday. And then they came out Thursday versus Columbus, put up 4 and seemingly scored every time Columbus had a goal. Arizona answered right away. Keller, one of their best young players, had an assist in that game. He had a shot on goal. Typically a shots on goal guy. It's surprising to see some block shots here. I just think that means effort is coming into play. So I'd say he has a 6 to 15 point floor to ceiling. A goal would be optimal here, and that's what we're hoping for. So hopefully a lot of shots on goal and one from Clayton Keller at 3,500. I think that's a really solid value for a guy in a team I'm expecting to do well today against Detroit. All right, defense. All right, it's going to be one guy up here for me. Maybe you can go certainly a different couple of ways here when Ruski's really hot. Pietrangelo versus Columbus, not a bad spot to be. Yossi's just insane floor monster, but I'm going to go with Seth Jones. I think there's some block shots bonus here with Edmonton. They're going to be putting up a lot of shots. He's got 3, 2, 3, and 3 in his last 4 matchups. And then he has that shot on goal upside as well. Couple of goals, 2 goals, 1 assist. He's got a point streak going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game point streak. You see the point totals, crushing it. I love Seth Jones. I think that continues today versus Edmonton, which, we're expecting the block shot bonus, the shots on goal, and he's going to get some power play time too. Edmonton struggled against Winnipeg last game. Although they didn't give up many goals, not much control of the puck. I think that bodes well for Chicago to at least have a fighting chance in putting up some numbers today. All right, the next 2 picks are going to be some FSI favorites. Ferraro, this is McKinley's guy. Loves this guy. The block shot bonus, I believe, hit again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 10, probably longer than that. Block shot bonus for MarioFerraro. I had already mentioned how I like Ovi in this spot with some shots on goal. And this guy could block half of them. I mean, that's realistically the case here. This right defender, MarioFerraro, going to play well. He has a goal against Minnesota, an assist versus Colorado. Those are the upside plays that we kind of want. And now that the price is up to 4,900, outside of the block shot bonus, we're going to need a little bit of more offensive production. But look, you can see goal, assist versus New Jersey, an assist versus St. Louis, a goal and assist versus Buffalo. He's certainly capable of that. He's just had a really good statistical year. I love Mario here, just like I'm sure McKinley would if you were with me. And we're going down to TK's guy, Oliver Keelington. Oliver Keelington, an offensive play here down at the bottom, 3,500 for Calgary. I already talked about how well they're playing on the road. He has been a big part of that. Look at this point streak going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 point streaks. That's 6, 7 of his last 8 games. He's a guy that can get you shots on goal. Not a big block shots guy. Typically down here at the bottom, you want a block shot floor, but look, he's going to play on that second power play. He's going to play on that second line defense with Tanev, who was also a man on the point sheet last time out, but a couple of shots on goal, maybe a point. If they can get a lot of points versus New York Islanders tonight, he's certainly going to be involved. So I love Keelington, as always, 3,500. And goalies is something we like to figure out before the slate. Not many are, put in here as probable starters. So check back in with us on our Discord channel, as I mentioned before, and we'll give you the favorite top goalie picks closer to lock when we have more of our builds broke down. All right, and my favorite line stack is going to be Boston. I already talked about it when I was talking about Marchand. Bergeron here at 8,200. A really strong play. 26, 14, 14 in the matchups versus New Jersey, Edmonton, and Ottawa. He's got a lot of points in his last 5 matchups. Look at this, 4 goals versus Detroit. So I really love Marchand, Pastrnak, and Bergeron. All right. Thank you guys for listening in. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at TKNation47. I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday today. Please like this video, comment below with any questions that you guys might have. And I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday.